Hi, boys and girls. It's me, Bob, here with Kona. Ruff, ruff. Mr. Fitz has a lesson for you today on something called repousse. Repousse is when you push into metal and you get an impression on it. He did it in a couple different ways, and he made a whole video showing you. If you don't have tinfoil, it's okay. He has another project for you to do. But if you do have some tinfoil, this is pretty cool. Did I tell you guys that Kona has some magic powers? Woof, woof. Watch this. Hey, Kona, take us to the video.
Bark, bark, bark. Bark, 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 bark. Bark, bark, bark. Bark, 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 bark.
So today, boys and girls, we're going to be using tinfoil to create something called a repousse. A repousse is when we push or draw into metal and an impression shows up on the other side. So before we get started, you may have remembered we created houses, or three-dimensional houses, in the beginning of the year when we did our Van Gogh Starry Night projects. We were trying to draw the houses that were in the landscape. So for a quick reminder, we're going to do it in 2D here, but then we're going to do it on 3D on the tinfoil in a moment. So when we drew our house, we started by making our triangle with no bottom, a box on the bottom of that triangle. Then we added another square rectangle to the side, and then we created a diagonal line to match this diagonal line right here. Same length, same angle. And then we connected that with the top of our roof. Now I've got a little bit of a bend right here, so sometimes you can correct those if you need to. But see how I'm erasing this pencil line? With a repousse, when we draw on the metal, you can't erase. So you may want to do a practice drawing on paper before we draw on our tinfoil. And details, details, details. Windows, doors, even shingles on the roof if you would like. So today you're going to need a piece of cardboard, about 3 inches by 3 inches or 4 by 4. You're going to need some tinfoil, a pretty big sheet to start, and you're going to need a paper towel. So our first step is to take our tinfoil, and we're going to be folding it in half twice because we want our tinfoil to be a little bit thicker. Tinfoil is very, very thin. The foil we use in the art room is a lot thicker than this. So I take the tinfoil, I'll fold it in half, it's hard to get that crease nice and straight, and then I fold it in half again, one more time, just like that, and this is what I'm going to have. The piece of cardboard I have needs to be smaller than the piece of tinfoil, so just keep that in mind. Because you're going to take that cardboard and put it flat on your paper, and you're going to put your tinfoil on top, and you're going to put a little crease on it with your finger, just so you have an idea of the size of that piece of cardboard underneath. Okay? Then you're going to take your paper towel, move your cardboard out of your way, put the paper towel down, and I can kind of see where that bend is, where the cardboard was. That's the space I need to work in. So to begin, I'm using a pencil that's not really pointy. You want your pencil to be a little bit dull because you don't want it to rip the tinfoil. So I start to draw. I'll make my bottom of the house line right here. I'll make my, oh, you know what? Forgot my own steps. I'll start with my triangle here. I make my box on the bottom. I'll make my box on the side. Match my diagonal line right here. And this line right here, this is my horizontal line. I want that to match the roof, just like that. And then I can add a door. I can add a window. And I'm pushing firmly. I'm not pushing so hard that I rip the tinfoil, but I'm definitely pushing hard enough that I'm making an indentation. On the side, I could add a couple more windows. And as I draw this, you may be remembering this from 3rd grade. On the roof, I could add some shingles. They almost look like scales on a fish. Start at the top and work your way down. Don't start at the bottom and work your way up. You want to start at the top and work your way down. I add these details like that. Then I can put a doorknob on. I can create a path coming away from my door, and I make it look like it's getting bigger as it comes towards the bottom because I'm giving the illusion that it's coming towards us in the picture. On the side, I can even add a bush. I could add more details inside the bush. I can make a tree behind the bush. I make a little letter Y, a couple letter V's to make my tree trunk. And I have to keep in mind where the edge of that cardboard was. Go around and around. Cool. Then even on the inside, you can add whatever you like. Maybe I can add a little doggy standing out here. Got a little tail up in the air. He's playing. Maybe I put a little texture to make some grass. Back here, I can even draw a horizon line. Maybe on this side here, I can even draw what looks like a fence. I'll add some more texture for my grass. And a little bit right here. Then over on this side, maybe I can add a sun. Little rays shining. Even over here, maybe the fence is behind the house like that too. And it is tricky to work on tinfoil, so your first try may not go so well. You might have to try more than once, and that's okay. Now, this is not what my project is going to end up like. It's actually going to be flipped over, and we're going to see the Repousse on the back. So when I flip it over, there you see the indentations that I drew. I take my tinfoil. This is what I saw when I first drew it. I put my cardboard on top of it. And it's okay if some of your pictures popping off the edges. I take my tinfoil and I'll wrap it around the cardboard. You can glue it down. You can use tape too if you need to. No problem. Fold it over. Get a little tighter. And that's my picture. You can do your house. You can do your neighbor's house. Anything you want. And as a bonus, if you have permanent markers at home, specifically if you have Sharpies at home like these Sharpies you can use to draw on tinfoil, and it will stay on there. So if I use my green, I could color in my grass green, but I don't want to draw on the lines that I pushed out with my Repousse, so I'm careful not to push on them too hard when I color it in. So you don't have to color it in, that's just a suggestion, if you would like to. Some people don't have these kinds of markers at home, and that's okay. If you have regular Crayola markers, they don't actually stick to the tin foil all that well, but you can try and see if you can get some color on there. And I'm using two different greens too, just because I like to mix it up a little bit. Sometimes I like to have them blend. I can see that green a little better. So that's a Repousse. Give it a try. Remember, if you don't succeed the first time, try again, experiment, and I can't wait to see what you make.